Hi there. Today I'm reading part 2 of A Mountain of Memories, and this section is called Not So Simple After All. I'm lying in bed when I should be up. I have work to do. Lexi does breakfast on Saturday mornings when we have guests in the guest house we run together, and I do lunch. But I've still to decide on the menu. Getting up is not usually a problem for me, even after a night out. But it's kind Lexi thinks I should have a lie-in after my evening off. This is one morning when gratitude for her thoughtfulness swells in me. "You're horrendously pale," she said when I got in last night. "What on earth's the matter?" I think I might be going down with a cold or something," I said, shivering uncontrollably. "I think I'd best go straight up." "Yeah, you look like you should. I'll bring you up a cup of hot chocolate." "Thanks, but I don't think I could take anything. I feel sick." She followed me up the stairs as though I might at any moment take a tumble down them. And I didn't mind because my knees were jelly and my feet were custard. I'm almost afraid to open my eyes this morning, knowing I fell into bed without so much as a nod to my usual bedtime routine. My clothes will be strewn about the floor wherever I let them fall. I'm in no rush to see the mess of my room, so I'm grateful for Lexi's kindness in suggesting I have a longer than usual lie-in. We share the chores of the guest house as we share the ownership of it. Our flexible system works for us, though it horrifies Matt. He is methodical, where we are random. He works from lists and schedules, where we work off the cuff. Lexi thinks we should get his help in drafting out a workable schedule for everything we have to do, but she knows we wouldn't keep to it. The muddle-through method suits our natures better, though it bothers her more than me. She'd at least like to be organised. Poor Matt can only shake his head at us. And here I am thinking about Matt, and by extension, last night's farce. I pull the duvet over my head and groan. There's no escaping the horrors of my behaviour last night. The knowledge I must have hurt him terribly haunts me. Albeit inadvertently, I crushed him. Pain swam in his eyes, settled in the lines of his face. He didn't deserve that. Another groan escapes me, and I pull the duvet tighter, seeking another 15 minutes of oblivion. I can't be reliving what happened, not right now. Better to put it off till I have time and I'm stronger and have space in my head. Right now, I need to be planning the lunch menu. That's what I need to be thinking about. I hear his voice in my head. "Why don't you plan them, say a Sunday, for the week ahead?" "Because I like to see what I feel like cooking on the day and what's fresh in the shops." "It would save time every morning. You could shop for the week. More time saved." "Time for what?" "Time for anything you want. But this is what I want. To go see what's in the shops and discover what I feel like cooking." I burrow down further in the bed, emerging only when my mobile phone rings insistently and loudly on the nightstand. It's the man himself, on the phone at any rate, not in the flesh. I couldn't bear to see him right now. How would I ever be able to think things through if he was here in my room looking at me with those big dark eyes? When I fail to pick up, he leaves another message, the third this morning, I see. Rain is battering the glass with a persistence equal to his, and knowing I can put it off no longer, I emerge from the cocoon of my bed to examine the dark, dramatic sky. All the while I'm washing and dressing, I'm thinking, but it's muddled thinking, going back and forth without making any progress. "Make a list," Matt would say. 2 columns, pros and cons. Tying my hair back in a ponytail, I look in the mirror and ask myself what I have against that idea. Maybe I should make a list of why I resist making lists. Truth is, I'm just not a list person. Some people are and some people aren't, and I ain't. But I can see the sense in them. It must be great to see everything all laid out clear and simple in front of you. Easy to make good decisions, easy to actually be decisive. Shoving my feet into a pair of mules, I mentally go over the events of last night in an attempt to make sense of what happened. What brought the world crashing down on my head? It was a panic attack, a full-blown panic attack. But why? With a nod to Matinee's lists, I tick off the incremental triggers. The film awakened my trust issues. A mild discomfort, but still a discomfort. The walk unsettled me because of my fear of heights when Matt pretended he was going to make me climb the Scott Monument. And he further unnerved me, ambushed me in fact, with a surprise proposal. And I'm not good with surprises, preferring to have the anticipation of good things and a chance to prepare for bad. Okay, all relevant, but not huge in themselves. Not that it isn't huge to get a marriage proposal, but that shouldn't be huge on the stress scale, should it? So what was there in all that to bring on the dream, the panic attack, the meltdown, whichever it was I had? The only thing I can assume is a combination of all three. Perhaps the first two made me vulnerable, and the proposal was the last straw. I close my eyes and try to relax. Working out what happened is one thing. Dealing with its overwhelm is another. I'm already exhausted and the day's hardly begun. When I was a kid, my grandfather gave me the nickname Miss Conundrum because he claimed he couldn't work me out at all. And I have to agree with him. I can't work myself out either. With a last look in the mirror to check I'm actually dressed and not still in my pyjamas, I force my mind to focus on other things and push the problem to one side. There's a lunch to be made. I slope down the stairs to the kitchen to see what I've got that would do. No need to shop now. That would have required casting the duvet off hours ago. It'll have to be something I can make using whatever's in the garden and whatever's in the fridge, freezer or cupboard. Lexi's not as random as I am and likes to put the menu on the table before the meal. So once I've sussed what's available, I'll scribble down a menu for her and improvise if anyone needs something different. Gathering ingredients and rustling them into a meal always lifts my mood. Cooking is my happy place, a place where my mind can take a rest and let my instincts guide me. My tutors at college told me I was one of those people with a natural flair for flavours, a gift for combining things that work both aesthetically and deliciously. I throw on my old Mac and go foraging in the kitchen garden. Another happy place, even when the rain is tipping it down like today. I look at the kitchen clock as I put my basket on the counter. Oops, no time for aesthetics. Delicious will have to do. Plain and simple home cooking. Like me, a plain simple Scottish lass. Only it turns out I'm not so simple, am I? I stare at the vegetable basket with a sudden and unaccustomed blank mind. Something complicated is going on with me right now, and it's stealing the fun from my kitchen. Well, there we have it, part 2 of my newest book, A Mountain of Memories. And I see, Kim, you've been watching, and that's lovely to know that I actually did have a live audience. So, bye for now.